So PSG hit back at Lionel Messi because he said in an interview that all the rest of the 25 players in their clubs got celebrated and they raised them up as kings of the world after winning the World Cup, and except Lionel Messi at PSG. Al Khelaifi said, "Look, we embraced them in the club. We did what we needed to do, but we have to respect that we are a French club in France. We can't be, it's like, yeah. I think honestly, Al Khelafi hasn't. I haven't been a
That's
fan of him, but it does make
that's
sense what he said.
that's by the way, I'm laughing because inside I have a French heritage.
You
That
want to
is
cry?
such a French thing to do, to be like, well, it's France. This is how we do it. We don't
Uh,
celebrate other people. We're in France.
It's
The
France.
French people would be very upset if we celebrated other countries. This is France. We don't do that. France is just a very strange place. Sometimes when it comes to things, they're just like, what do you mean? It's France. We don't do that. Age of consent? We don't have an age of consent. It's France. You guys are weird. So it makes sense. I think that ultimately they were reading the room. The whole way that Messi went to PSG as a last resort, he never wanted to leave.
No.
Llorando when he leaves Barca, he shows up. He does Plaza, frankly, a bad season. His first season, it's like 9-9. Then he amps it up for the first half of this season so that he can go and win the World Cup, and then kind of mails it in the Champions League or whatever. The team doesn't function the way it never functions, and so you can see how the ultras from PSG are just like, you know what, you're not really our guy. You didn't really want to be here, and then you want us to cheer because you won the World Cup against our country. No, thank you. And so
Well,
you
it does make sense, man. I
Yeah,
mean,
it makes sense. But I mean, from the outside, right? When you look at it from the outside, it's like, so Lionel Messi won the World Cup. How could you not celebrate him? Because they're looking at it from the case of like, this is our team. We
right.
make the stands. Like the ultras are like almost standing away from the marketing side. One of the things that they get mad about is one of the things that PSG does because they're brand Jordan. They just make kits and shirts all the time, expecting people to buy them. And the ultras from PSG are like, we wear one shirt. I'm not wearing another shirt. It's the red, white, and blue with the Paris. Stop making shirts. I'm not buying another shirt. Let those stupid Americans buy more shirts. So they get mad about everything, right? They went to Leo's house. They were bothering him. So I get it. But, and plus, they wanted, because PSG is kind of spiteful. They're kind of jerks. Look how they're treating Mbappe. They're like, oh, you don't want to sign a contract with you? Well, we
That's
won't
true.
celebrate that you won the World Cup and you're the greatest player in the world. Not to us. You know what I mean? Like, who do you think you are?
They just do things their own way, I guess
Yeah,
you
I
can
know.
say.
I know.
Now, just to